truth they never told us. MW One Stops Crown Legends. This is MW One Stops Crown Legends, and we tapped all the way in today, family. First off, let me thank all my subscribers, my day ones, my new ones, and everybody the algorithm just randomly dropped off on the porch. I appreciate y'all heavy. Before we jump into this story, I gotta say this loud and clear. The information for this story comes from the internet and may not be accurate. We just taking what's out there. Interviews, articles, rumors, receipts, and barbershop talk, and turning it into one big gritty documentary for y'all. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next legend we crown. Cause over here at MW One Stops Crown Legends, we don't just tell stories, we keep them alive, where legends never die. Now, what if I told you that a quiet, shy, babyface dude from Indy helped write the soundtrack to half your life? I'm talking the slow jams your mama cleaned the house to, the songs you first slow danced to in somebody's basement, the breakup anthems you swore you were done with but still ran back at 2 in the morning. What if I told you behind all that, there's one skinny kid from Naptown who barely talked, but his pen screamed louder than everybody? That man is Kenneth Brian Edmonds. The world know him as Babyface. He's born April 10th, 1959, right in Indianapolis, Indiana. Not Hollywood, not New York, not Atlanta. Straight Naptown, where the music industry ain't exactly posted up on the corner waiting for you. He's the fifth of 6 boys. House full of loud brothers, energy, and chaos. Pop's working, mom holding it down, just regular Midwestern grind, until lung cancer snatches his daddy out the picture way too early. That kind of loss will either harden you or hollow you out. For Kenny, it pushed him inside himself. He wasn't the class clown, he wasn't the loud dude cracking jokes on the bus, he wasn't the look at me kid in the hallway. He was that quiet one in the cut, head down, heart heavy, with too much he wanted to say and not enough courage to say it out loud. So instead of running his mouth, he turned to music. Guitars, keyboards, whatever he could get his hands on. While other kids at North Central High School was chasing popularity and clout, Kenny was chasing chords, melodies, and little song ideas in his notebook. His homework was lyrics. His therapy was that beat-up guitar. On the outside, he looked shy and invisible. On the inside, he was building whole universes of love, pain, and longing he didn't even know the world would one day sing along to. Somewhere in that early grind, the universe drops him a cheat code. Bootsy Collins. Picture that, one of the wildest, flashiest funk aliens on the planet. Big glasses, wild suits, bass lines from outer space. Looks at this quiet, smooth-skinned kid and goes, "Lil homie got that baby face." And that was it. The nickname stuck. Babyface. Not just a joke. That's branding before Instagram, identity before hashtags. From that moment, Kenny Edmonds is stamped as Babyface, and the legend is quietly loading up in the background. But a name don't mean nothing without grind. Before the Grammys, before the Hollywood star, before the highway signs, he had to survive that band struggle era like everybody else trying to get out the mud. That's where Manchild comes in. This wasn't no little high school band or talent show act. Manchild was a real funk group in the late 70s, with actual record deals, album covers, tours, the whole hardcore package. Babyface slides in as guitarist and background vocals, not center stage, not the star yet, just that silent assassin in the back learning everything. Manchild drops records like Power and Love and Feel the Fuff, riding that live band horns and bass funk wave. They had a cut called Especially For You, a smooth, emotional joint that already sounds like early Babyface DNA. That tenderness, that romantic vibe tucked inside a funk band, that's the seed of what he'd later grow into full-blown R&B dominance. But life on the road with Manchild ain't glamorous. It's music boot camp mixed with struggle. Long van rides with no leg room. 6 deep in raggedy motel rooms. Some nights the crowd lit. Some nights you singing to chairs and sticky floors. Labels hyping you up when the single moves, then acting like your number changed when it stalls. You eat cheap food, you sleep light, you dream big. And while everybody else just trying to make it through the show, Babyface is studying. He's learning how to arrange parts, how to stack harmonies, how a tight band can hit like a punch in the chest, and how the business will smile in your face and still short you on the back end. Eventually, like a lot of funk bands, when the sound started shifting into the 80s, Man-Child fades out. But Babyface doesn't fade with it. He walks away with scars, experience, and a sharpened ear. That was phase 1. Phase 2, that's called The Deal. Babyface reconnects with drummer Antonio L.A. Reid, and they slide into this R&B group called The Deal, right as the sound is morphing from raw funk into slick 80s R&B. Now it's drum machines, synth lines, shiny suits, jerry curls, and smoky club stages. But behind all that hairspray and glitter, a monster pen is waking up. In The Deal, Babyface ain't just playing guitar in the shadows no more. He's writing, he's producing, he's stepping up to the mic. This is where his pen really starts talking crazy. The Deal hit the game with joints like 2 Occasions, that forever slow jam, day and night, think about you 24/7, stare out the window music. Then you got Sweet November. Man, that's straight heartbreak poetry. That cuffing season gone wrong anthem when the love frees up before winter over. You got Body Talk, that groove joint that turns any floor into a 2-step circle. And Shoot 'em Up movies, cinematic and dramatic like an R&B hood flick in 3 minutes. On the surface, The Deal looks like any other slick late 80s R&B group with curls and choreography. But behind the scenes, Babyface and L.A. Reid are realizing something. We not just good at performing songs, we good at making them from scratch. The Deal ain't just a group anymore, it's a launch pad. While they outperforming 2 Occasions and Sweet November, Babyface is sliding his pen into other people's careers. He starts writing and producing Slow Jam for Midnight Star. He touches acts like The Whispers, Karen White, his own family group After 7. His writing style is like a mini movie. First verse sets the scene, second verse twists the knife, the bridge is either the breakdown or the begging. By the time the late 80s turn into the early 90s, Babyface is not just that dude from The Deal, he's officially a threat behind the boards and behind the pen. At the same time, he steps out as a solo artist. He drops Lovers in 86, then comes back with Tender Lover in 89, and that one hits different. Now we talking Quiet Storm staples like Whip Appeal, joints that had late night radio sounding like confessions in the dark. No wild antics, no over-the-top persona, just clean suits, a calm presence, and songs that slice straight into your chest. He proves you ain't gotta be loud to be powerful. But as dope as his solo wave is, that still wasn't his final form. Because the real power move was when he stopped just playing in the game and started owning part of the court. In 1989, Babyface and L.A. Reid team up and create Layface Records. That's when things go from he's talented to he's one of the architects of an era. Through Layface, they help launch and shape careers that define the 90s and beyond. You got TLC, from the playful condom on the glasses era to the sexy grown woman red light special lane. You got Toni Braxton, heartbreak queen with that deep smoky voice that sound like pain in silk. You got a young Usher, kid with talent who grows into a full R&B superstar. Under that same umbrella, they help fuel movements around acts like Outkast and more. Babyface is writing, producing, arranging, executive producing. He ain't just tossing songs at people. He's helping build classic albums. He's behind the scenes while records move millions and slow jams become family traditions. If your mama had a stereo in the 90s, there's a good chance Babyface was living inside that speaker, and she didn't even know it. And he don't stop at regular albums, he runs heavy into soundtracks. That Boomerang soundtrack, Babyface in the DNA, Waiting to Exhale, that's practically a Babyface cinematic universe. Black women telling the truth about love, betrayal, and healing over his production. Soul Food, other projects under Edmonds Entertainment, he and then wife Tracy Edmonds start building a whole lane in film and TV. When Hollywood needed music that felt like black love, black pain, and black grown folks' business, they called Babyface. He didn't just make beats, he captured moments. If you still locked in with me right now, go crazy on that like button, drop a comment that says Face got the pen, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. It helps push this crowned legend story through the YouTube streets so more R and B heads can tap in. Alright, let's keep cooking. Now for all the beautiful music, understand this. The industry itself is grimy. While Babyface is stacking hits and plaques, the business playing his usual ugly games, bad contracts, funny math, publishing issues, artists not getting what they deserve. You see artists like Toni Braxton later talking about bankruptcies and label drama. That's the part folks don't see when they in the car crying to the song. Behind every slow jam is a stack of paperwork and a room full of people arguing about percentages. On top of that, Babyface got real life going too. Marriages, divorces, label shifts, whole new eras of music trying to shove that classic R&B off to the side. The sound changes from new jack swing to hip-hop soul to neo soul to shiny pop R&B to trap sprinkled R&B and full streaming culture. A lot of OGs turn bitter. They start every sentence with "back in my day" and spend the rest of it hating. Babyface don't really do that. He just keeps working. From the 80s through the 90s into the 2000s and 2010s, he stays relevant. He works with Whitney Houston, Boyz II Men, Mariah Carey, Madonna, En Vogue, Mary J. Blige, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, and a whole new generation of singers trying to figure out who they are. He becomes that quiet OG in the studio whose name might not always be on the front of the cover, but his fingerprints are all over the music. Years after their first run, he and Toni Braxton double back for Love, Marriage, and Divorce. And they walk away with another Grammy like, yeah, we still got it. This man been stacking plaques and trophies across decades. Most people get one wave. Babyface out here surfing through eras. And through all of that, he never forgets where he came from. Indianapolis don't forget him either. The city honors him, celebrates him, even names a stretch of highway after him, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds Highway. Imagine growing up that shy little kid people barely noticed in the hallway. And then one day, your city got your name on big green freeway signs. That's not just success, that's full circle. Add in a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, big awards, and walls full of gold and platinum. And you'd expect his ego to be sky high. But anytime you see him talk, still soft-spoken, still low-key. No circus, no messy public scandals. Just a grown man that'd rather sit at a piano and write something beautiful than chase cameras. Here's the truth they never really told us. Babyface ain't just a singer. He ain't just a producer. He ain't just some hit maker who had a nice little run. He is one of the emotional architects of modern R&B. He helped build a world where black men could sound vulnerable on records and still feel cool. Where black women could pour their whole heart out on a track and still sound powerful and in control. Where love, heartbreak, regret, temptation, forgiveness, all that had a soundtrack that felt real. From Man-Child and those broke down vans to The Deal with Two Occasions, Sweet November, Body Talk, and Shoot 'em Up movies. To his own solo joints like Whip Appeal, to building LaFace Records and helping shape TLC, Toni Braxton, Usher, and more. To the movie soundtracks that carried whole eras of black love and drama, Babyface has been in the background of our lives more than we even realize. For a shy kid from North Central High School who once couldn't say everything he felt out loud, it's crazy that he grew up to be the one who gave the whole world the words it needed when our own mouths failed us. If you made it all the way through this drop, spam the comments with A and A so I know you rode with me till the end. Tell me your favorite Babyface joint, whether it's one he sang himself or one he blessed somebody else with. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with a real R&B head who gotta be reminded who was really behind all them classics. This has been Babyface, the truth they never told us. MW One Stop's Crowned Legends. I'm MW One Stop, and you already know how we do it over here. Where legends never die.